Well, we are still in the off season, but let's talk about a very interesting topic regarding to Bundesliga. Well, today we are talking about the team jersey. The first thing you will look into is the colors, the design, and also the brand. Well, we are talking about the brand today because recently the distribution chart has been launched, and we could see how the manufacturers distribute among different teams in the Bundesliga. Well, when we compare the chart to around a few years ago, something like 2015 and 2016, a very significant difference has been revealed. Not surprisingly, there are numbers of local kit manufacturers sponsoring the teams in the Bundesliga. But one of the major impacts, I would so-call impacts, it's Adidas has the market. And when you go back to see in 2015 and 16 season, you will see Adidas sponsoring 5 teams in the Bundesliga, including, of course, Bayern Munich, which is still sponsored by Adidas right now, and then also the Bayern Leverkusen, and the 2 teams not currently in the Bundesliga, Hamburg and Ingolstadt, and another team belongs to the Schalke. It seems in a few years' time, the market has been changed significantly in the Bundesliga, and right now we could only see Adidas sponsoring the Bayern Munich, and Nike becoming the biggest share in the Bundesliga. It sponsors 5 teams, including RB Leipzig, Eintracht Frankfurt, Wolfsburg, Augsburg, and Hertha Berlin. So those 5 teams are the long time sponsoring partners. So there has been nothing changed to the Nike, but rather we would like to see why Adidas has left the market. One of the reasons could be the Umbro, so-called internal affairs with Umbro, because in the first place, Adidas bought Umbro, and then sometimes later he sold, and then Umbro became independent again. So that's why Umbro attached to Schalke. And after the downfall of Hamburg, because Hamburg already relegated to the Bundesliga 2 last season, and it became less and less dominating, and amongst other powerhouses in the Bundesliga, they switched to the other brand, notwithstanding the Nike, but also Umbro's taking Schalke, and Bayer Leverkusen chose Jaco, which is also the local kits manufacturer in Germany. So we will talk about the local kits manufacturer in a second, but let's go back to the Adidas dynasty. Why has this dynasty left the market in the Bundesliga? It is because the league has become less and less competitive since Bayern Munich clinched the the titles, I mean around 6 to 7 times in 10 years. Or it is just a change of the marketing strategy of Adidas. I would go to the later one because Adidas, I think, already switched their approach to sponsoring the kits and the sporting equipment. They would prefer to sponsor individual players because by looking into the list, you will see the soccer players that are sponsored by Adidas in the current seasons. Yeah, there's no doubt that you will see there's a very big and profitable market. The list including Mohamed Salah, Vincent Kompany, Witsel, Disco, Rakitic, Dele Alli, Paul Pogba, Benzema, and Rabiot, Özil, Jesla, Hummels, Neuer, in Sydney, Robin, Jordi Alba. Well, there's a very numerous, and also including Gareth Bale, Lionel Messi, Dybala. There's load of star players that are sponsored by Adidas. Given such a very huge market, why are they still going into the market that are relatively unprofitable? I mean, not only in Bundesliga, but I think in the Serie A or even the La Liga. So I think this is merely a commercial decision, and this is not the downfall of Adidas, but it is just a switch of their tactics in terms of the marketing strategy and also the promotion strategy. Because a lot of soccer fans are following the star players rather than the teams. I think this phenomenon is becoming more and more prominent in the recent years. So what the Adidas is doing is just following the trend. So does it create more room for the local manufacturer to have a lion's shares in the Bundesliga? Well, actually, a lot of local small to medium scale manufacturers is springing up, including Seller and Sport. Not to mention Yaco and Marcon, which sponsored Berlin Union last season. So from the chart, if you look into the chart, it seems that the local manufacturers is becoming more and more dominant in the Bundesliga. But one has to be reminded, subject to the promotion and relegation, if SC Paderborn and Düsseldorf, Cologne, or Union Berlin going to be relegated next season, that will be a shuffle to the kit manufacturers next seasons. So I think that could not be a thorough explanation the jersey sponsorship is going to be unless we look into the chart for at least 5 to 10 years. But definitely in the 2019 and 20 Bundesliga, it has a very sound local element because you could see in the chart Puma, Yaco, Marcon, Seller, Sport, and notwithstanding the Joma and Lotto because they are not the Germany brand. Those five local manufacturers sharing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams in the Bundesliga. The local kit manufacturer becoming a dominant force in the Bundesliga. Well, it could be a very good opportunity to promote the local kit manufacturers in the coming season, as there are numbers of five sport broadcasts in Germany and also across other countries, and people will look into the brand and see, oh, this is the brand that we haven't come across, so they will look into the brand, and some of them even taking the research. So it could be a very good opportunity for the German kit manufacturer to get more exposure to the overseas market. Well, I personally hope this becomes a very good phenomenon, not only in the current season but in the coming seasons. At least those local kit manufacturers could attach more and more professional football clubs overseas. If you look into the list, for example, Sport, they could only sponsor second tiers, not only in Germany but across other European countries. Only like Iceland, Austria, and Northern Ireland. Well, those teams are very, very insignificant and very lesser known. So I think for the Sport, with the two teams, Cologne and Düsseldorf, I think this should be a very tremendous opportunity. And for Jaco, for example, his own is also attached numerous teams from the Eastern Europe and also in Iceland. Well, only Puma is a rather famous Germany manufacturers and a long-time sponsors to Borussia Mönchengladbach and Borussia Dortmund. Those are the two long-time partners. So I'm thinking, could it be the leading companies in the coming seasons? Could Puma stir up a local maelstrom in the circle of the Bundesliga kit manufacturers? I'm quite interested to see if that is going to be realized, if more and more local kit manufacturer is going to sponsor the teams in the Bundesliga. I'm not talking about the sponsorship in front of the jersey, but only the brand. Sometimes I think the brand is more and more important than the sponsorship in front of the jersey, because the company will receive a long-term goodwill if you attach to a very good team, not necessarily the big and the powerhouse, but to stay in the lead for the long time. I think it should be already a very good supporting evidence that the brand could develop further, not only in Germany but to other countries. So let's see if the kit sponsorship is going to be changed further in the coming seasons.